What's up, guys? I'm Ginger Gamer, and I'm back with another video for Final Fantasy XIV. Um, in this one, I'm actually playing a side quest that actually showed up at the end of the 6.2 story, and I had meant to play, but I had just kept putting it off, because I wanted to obviously record it for this. And then finally, I got around to it, and yo, this side quest is crazy, and it's super good. And yeah, I don't know. It's like it was just it really surprised me. And it's really good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little playthrough of it. So enough of me talking. Let's get into it. Shadowed past. Something has this radiant scout unnerved. Ah, Master Tenon, you couldn't have appeared at a better time. You see, while I was out patrolling the city, I chanced to sight a void scent. I immediately chased it down with the intent of eliminating it, but something about it struck me as odd. For one, it made no move to defend itself, but simply sat there, jiggling, which is why, against my better judgment, I decided to capture it instead. Having traveled to the void, I dare say you have considerable knowledge of its denizens. If you have a moment, might I trouble you for your opinion on the creature's unusual behavior? Sure, bud. I'm truly grateful. Now, if you would follow me, the creature is being held in the Hall of the Radiant Host. Where is that exactly? All the way over there. Okay. No, there we go. Making sure, yeah, it's recording. Oh, sullen-eyed void scent. The void scent glowers in your direction, but says nothing. Here it is. Surprisingly docile, even when I captured it, and there have been no reports of attacks prior to that. Even so, it's the nature of void scent to prey on people for their aether. Perhaps it bides its time, waiting to carry out some manner of scheme. You! I remember you! Yes, you were in Troya. Please, you must help me. I don't know why I'm doing voices. I suck at voices. You were at the castle? I mean, I did see one of these jiggly ones eye things over there. You were at the castle? Indeed, I was. But I've since fled here. I understand the mortal tongue well enough, but I don't have a mouth to pronounce the sounds. Produce the sounds, sorry. It's been a struggle to convey my thoughts. But not anymore. You can help me. Yes, you can. You can converse with the void scent? Amazing. Could you ask it why it came here? Okay. Yo, little buddy. What are you doing here, man? Come on. When you and yours stormed the castle, I was caught up in the fighting and died. In time, I returned, but I tire of fighting, so I fled using the gate to your world. Is he one of the ones that got killed by Barbricia? I could have sworn the ones that died were a slime and a dog. Whatever. Having just been reborn, however, my essence hadn't fully bound together yet, and so when I emerged from the gate, it was as several sundered cells. So there's like a dozen little ones of you? Frightened and confused, they scattered. Following their trail led me here, my diminutive size allowing me to remain largely unseen. But by some token, I can do little more than sneak about. Each of us was weak and powerless. That's why we consumed one another in the first place. Together we are strong. I want you to help me find all of me so that I can be whole again. You wish to strike a bargain then? Or what do you intend to do in this world? Huh. Do I just go with the fact of him knowing? Should I? Well, I'll just go. You wish to strike a bargain? Because I was in line with what Zero kept teaching us. They go by bargains. Yes, I would. To be whole again and live in this world, I would strike 1,000 bargains. We still remember the past, you see. Still remember when we were mortals. We long to have we long to have that life again, but we need your help. Starting by reuniting us. We won't try to devour anyone even when we're whole, I swear. You wish to learn more about the Void, yes? There is much we can teach you about those who ruled its domains. Those who rule its domain, about their past. Find the others, and they'll tell you all they know. No eating, no tricks. Do we have a bargain? I mean, if you keep to your word, I don't see the problem. I mean, as long as you don't try to eat anybody. So it crossed over to our world to escape conflict, and now searches for the rest of itself. I understand Voidsent are quite reliable when it comes to fulfilling a pact, and I dare say having one as an ally would benefit our research into their world. Very well. If you would be so kind as to search for its kin, I will consult my superiors on how best to deal with them. By that, I take it we have a bargain. Good, good. I sense 4 others close by. When you find them, you need only point them in this direction. Once they sense my presence, I can guide them the rest of the way. Again, I don't know why I'm trying to do voices. I'm not good with voices. Why am I doing this? Alrighty. So there's one right here down this hall, look, apparently. Wide-eyed Hectai. What's that? I asked you to search for me in exchange for knowledge about the powerful Voidsent? About powerful Voidsent? I was still waiting to see this and that, but I suppose the deal is a deal. Whoa, they go into what? Those men over there. Soldiers, are they not? We used to have soldiers in our world too. There were lots of them during the Contra Memoria. Ah, back from the Weaver's warding, are you? Oh wait, that's not the... I thought that was the Voidsent talking. Ah, back from Weaver's warding, are you? I hear you fought well against the Voidsent that slipped through. Come now, I merely did my duty. Haven't we all sworn to protect our nation no matter the cost? Protect our nation? How familiar those words. Where was it that I heard them? Ah, yes. It was in the early days of the Contra Memoria. The enemy had conjured a terrible eidolon that laid siege to a fortress. The garrison was made up of ordinary soldiers, men and women with no remarkable abilities, but led by their valiant commander, they fought bravely and desperately. They had to last until the Memoria arrived. The commander told them. Needed to hold out no matter the cost. A Memoria did eventually arrive, but not soon enough for the soldiers. Oh. Having struck down the eidolon, the Memoria and his servants searched the castle for survivors. They found only the dead. But just when they had given up all hope, a faint groaning reached their ears. They rushed over to the sound and cleared away debris. To find a lone survivor, the garrison commander. Instead of joy, however, The sight of the man filled him with anger. Oh wow, they're actually... Your soldiers are slaughtered to a man. Wait. Your soldiers are slaughtered to a man, yet there's barely a scratch on you. What's the meaning of this? The idol was savage, but mindless. It was a simple thing to hide myself beneath the fallen debris. Oh, you cowardice little bitch. I thought it was the commander who was angry. Hide? As a commander, you had a duty to your men. You were supposed to put their lives before your own. Spare me. My duty was to ensure the fortress stood, and it did. Besides, my death would have achieved nothing. Honor be damned. No, I am sworn to protect our nation, and to do that I must live. It isn't my fate to fall here. It isn't your fate, you say? Whoa! Holy, he just murdered. Is he merely unconscious? Oh, okay, he merely unconscious. Come, let us bury the soldiers and their commander with them. Fate shall decide what becomes of him, whether he lives or dies. He's gonna bury him alive? Holy shitballs! Very well, my lord. I mean, I kind of don't fault him. It's like he just said, I'm gonna leave it up to fate. If he lives, he lives. If he dies, he died. Asshole. Funeral rites were later held for the fallen. But solemn tears quickly gave way to horrified screams as a body emerged from the earth. The commander. I can't die. I must live, the man is said to have declared. The people thought him a demon, a disheveled horror, muttering curses as he wandered off to regions unknown. Scarmillion, they called him, a name befitting his newfound grisly visage, a name befitting a monster. Oh! He was Scarmillion. Whoa! Yo, this shit is important. This is like important backstory to know. We thought we buried him deep, but a mortal's desire to live is not to be underestimated. You're immortal, so I expect you to understand that desire. Well, that concludes my tale. I had best rejoin myself, if you'll excuse me. Well, okay, so there's four of them, so he's basically we're gonna find out about all four of them. No, we can't. They wouldn't. They wouldn't spoil. Because we still like. I mean, if you played Final Fantasy IV, you know the name of the archdemons already, or the archfiends. But still, I was like, will they spoil their names by like actually listing the other two, or will they just stick to Scarmillion and Barbarisha, and then the other two are just going to be more info on those particular two? That's what I'm wondering. But yeah, either way, that's holy cow. I did not expect that. It was just right here. I was over complicating it. My other self grows lonely, you say? My apologies. It was my intent to seek out the others, but I was distracted by the bickering pair of mortals yonder. My goodness, but there's been some colorful language. Colorful language. Cursing up a storm. To hell's with your father. You shouldn't need his permission just to leave the goddamn house. Please, mind your language. What would father say if he were to hear you? Ugh, it's always father this and father that with you. I'm sick of it. You're your own woman now. Bloody act like one for a change. Colorful language, yes. Not from the girl, though. Oh no, she appears to be quite well bred. I just hope she's happier than a girl I knew long, long ago. That girl was born into a family of thugs who suddenly found themselves nobility. Oh, it's Beatrice. It's Beatrice from the castle. We saw her picture before Scarmaleone stabbed her. She was raised as a noblewoman and had servants tending to her every need. But in the end, she was merely a beautiful bird kept in a gilded cage. Wanting her to be a proper lady, her parents presided over all aspects of her life. They decided everything for her, telling her what to say and do. Chafing from the fetters of her restrictive life, she solicited her handmaiden's aid and stole outside the manor, where she enjoyed a moment of bliss unbeknownst to her parents. Or so she thought. It was not long before her father dragged her back to her room, barring the doors and windows, denying her even the simple pleasure of an afternoon breeze. Even a bird in a cage may chirp freely, but she wasn't even suffered to give voice to her desires. But she wouldn't be deterred. Having once tasted sweet freedom, she yearned for more, and one day she succeeded in sneaking out of the manor a second time. Okay, trying to do. I don't know why I keep trying to do this voice. It's killing me. You're late. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. If you're expecting your friends, I'm afraid they're not coming. Father, how did you... What do you mean they're not coming? I had known that some miscreants were convorting in these parts, but to think they dared to try consort with my daughter. Well, you needn't worry about them anymore. They're food for the fishes now. Ah, what an evil bastard. Gasp, how could you do this, father? Why must you torment me so? Know your place, girl. You are means for our family to gain influence, and I won't have you sullying yourself with riffraff. Oh, she's gonna take that axe. I will not leave you will not leave your chamber save with my permission, nor will you disobey me again. If you do so, there will be severe consequences. Am I understood? I said, am I understood? She's got that axe, bud. To hell. What did you say? Oh, she is going to kill you. Yes. Oh, I said go to hell. Holy crap. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god, and it's in his head. Oh, to think it would be so exhilarating to speak my mind. To do as I please. Run, girl, get out of there. They're gonna throw you in jail. Normal living in a cage. From this moment on, I am free. Free as the wind. Okay, yeah, she did leave. She got the hell out of there. Oh god. The young woman struck out the young woman the young woman struck out on her own, and in her travels discovered her true calling, not in the halls of lords and ladies, but on the battlefield. She became a force of nature, famed for her striking beauty which belied a terrible savagery. Okay, so it is Barbaricia. And with this new life, she also claimed a new name, Barbaricia. Indeed, she found her freedom. But did she also find happiness, I wonder? I suppose I'll never know. Nor does it matter for the world that once was in this what? For the world that once was and is no more. Oh, but my goodness, I had better rejoin the others. Whoa, man, this is some dark ass shit right here. Holy cow! I mean, they went in with that little ink, 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 ink. That's crazy. Holy crap, that was crazy. Okay. Ah, what a refreshing breeze. I'm to return to the others? Bah! They should come here. Would you look at this beautiful boundless sky? Mortals take the air from here, do they not? Would that I had wings to soar among the clouds myself. Oh wait, mortals take to the air from here. I was mortals take the air from here. But we Voisin are not what? But we Voisin are not wont to roam, you see. The mightiest among us carve out domains, while the rest labor to stay in their good graces. Now the master of a domain seldom ventures outside, for it is in one's territory that one is strongest. For some, however, such confinement proved trying, as was the case for a certain void scent I knew. Okay, it is just the first two, and then they talk more about they're gonna be talking more about Barbarisha and Scarmelion. They're not gonna go ahead and just say the names of the next two archfiends, even though we can already know who they are if you've played Final Fantasy IV. I speak of the free-spirited terror Barbaricia. When she first established her domain, she whiled away the days waiting for her minions to bring her prey. The aether amassed from these offerings were devoted to a singular pleasure of caring for her silky flowing locks, but the resources of her domain were now without their limits. It was only when none remained to oppose her that she realized she was a prisoner in her own domain, and unless she broke free, she would inevitably wither away alone. Not knowing what to do, she had fallen into the depth of despair when the hand of salvation came to pull her out. At this rate, my precious hair will frazzle and fray, had I only the strength to leave my domain. If strength is your desire, that is easily granted. I don't know. Again, why am I doing voices? I suck at voices. Who are you? Ah, such power, surging through me. And what will you do with it? What is your desire? What I desire, what a desire is. You would move your very domain? Impressive. That I can do such a thing. What have you done to me? I granted you either, nothing more. It was your will that made it possible. My will. Oh, my will. Even so, no matter where you should go, there is not the darkness. What could your destination possibly be? Destination? I have no need of such. I wish but to be free, like the wind. world that had met its end. Rare indeed is the soul who desires freedom so ardently that she could will her very domain to move. Recognizing this quality, the knight would grant her more power and a place of command in his mighty army. A story worthy of our bargain. Ugh, I don't know why I'm doing voices. I might have had more to tell had I not fallen off her domain. It seems you mortals have a fondness for flying. I'd certainly like to try riding one of these airships of yours. But perhaps another time. My other selves will be a blubbering mess if I don't hurry and rejoin them. Wow, so this is like going into. So I'm assuming the next patch, depending on how it goes, if we meet the next two archfiends, if this quest will continue on, like it leaves hanging with some of its pieces still missing, and like when that part comes out, we find out more about the archfiends, then we learn more. That's what I'm thinking. So this I don't think this I think this quest will probably leave on a slight cliffhanger, I believe. I was trying to get that out of the way. So this is where mortals consume aether. Dreading loneliness more than hunger. How very like me. If you don't mind, though, I'd like to observe the mortals a while longer. The food here is simply sublime. I wish I'm not even going to try an Indian accent because that would be horrible. I feel strong with every bite, as if the Mirga themselves were granting me their blessing. The food is tasty, that's true enough, but no food is so sublime as to be a substitute for proper training, my friend. Stronger with every bite. Bright? Bite. Every feed. For my part of the bargain, I will tell you about how we Voidset became strong. Simply put, it depends on the quality and quantity of aether we harbor. When the world was consumed by darkness, the heroes known as Memoriads arose as powerful Voidset. In contrast, the vast majority of mortals, powerless and unremarkable as they were, became ordinary Voidset like me. There were exceptions, of course, but one in particular I'll never forget. Scarmillion. Never had I seen a Voidset so craven. Even when pushed to the brink of starvation, he would prey only on those weaker than himself. He subsisted on scant living, and lived in constant fear and hunger. In the face of danger, of Voidson stronger than himself, fleeing was his only option. But a day came when he found his way barred. How pitiful. Such overwhelming ether. Who is this? You fled instead of facing your foe. Why? Why? I'm too weak. Why else? I would have been devoured. So had you enough strength, you would have stood your ground? Very well then. What's happening? Yes, I feel it. The power swelling within me. Lo, your foe returns. Yes. What have you done to me? I granted you but a sliver of ether. 'Twas with the power you already possessed that you defeated your foe. I possess such power? Fear had clouded your eyes, blinded you to the strength you had attained feeding on the weak. If you would free yourself from fear, then join me. You shall have greater cause to live for and know true power. No, and there he was. Curious how in a world without death, the fear of it could be the key to great strength. The knight recognized this, recognized the Voisin's potential, and thus did he take him into his service. Determined as he is to live, it wouldn't surprise me if he were still somewhere out there. He'd even be more powerful now, I expect, from all the devouring he would have done since, unlike your world, eating actually makes you stronger in ours. Well, I must be going now. The others are waiting. Oh shit. You have found the rest of the Void Scent. Time to head back to the Hall of Radiant Host. Hold on.
You really can't get much for $5 these days.
The Ubisoft Forward is in a few minutes, so I gotta I gotta make this quick.
Is that a real song?
I think she liked it. Your choice of sandwich plus all this for just $5 is worth celebrating. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Big Day.
Oopsie. Sorry, I completely messed that up. Thank you so much for finding me. I hope the knowledge I had shared to share was worthy of our agreement. More than worthy, I'd say. They told me of Scarmelia and Barbarisha. My other selves lived quite desperate lives, both as mortals and Voidsent, though I suppose it is rather fortuitous that they crossed paths with such powerful Voidsent. But more importantly, what they could offer was worthy of our bargain. For that I am glad. All that remains now is for us to rejoin and become whole again. Huh? Is this not all of me? Yep, told you this is going to leave on a cliffhanger. There can be other explanation, but there is still more of me lost out there somewhere. But I don't sense them. Where could they have gone? You mean there's more of them wandering around about? By the sisters. Ugh, at the very least, what these they say you say is true. They pose no threat to the people. Until the others can be found, we will keep these 5 under our care. Should I sense the others nearby, I hope we can count on you to find them too. Wow. That's freaking crazy how important this thing seems to be. Unbelievable. Alright, so that was my playthrough of the side quest Shadowed Past. And yeah, we learned so much information of Barbarisha, Scarmillion, and again, I called it even before we while we were doing the quest that like we're not going to find the pieces, and then whenever the next story update comes out, we're going to find more pieces of him, and he's going to give us more information about the other archfiends. And yeah, really, really cool. Really, really liked it. I'm just so surprised that it's not like a well, it's not it can't be a blue quest because it really doesn't unlock anything. But the information within that quest is just it seems so important, and it's just so surprising. But yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough. If you did, leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any and all feedback. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, take care and have a good game.